Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
I am Tom.
It's our fun unit. We're going to be talking about emoji. What are they? Those are those cute little faces that people add to their social media postings or their texts to friends. I tend to use them as well. Do you use them, Tom?
Sometimes. It seems to me that more people are using the stickers that you can use in Line or other apps
or WhatsApp,
like that.
Yeah.
But, let's see. I was going to say emoticons, but emoji are still quite common. You do see them all the time.
Yeah.
People like to send these pictures back and forth to each other. It kind of makes your messages cuter and, more exciting and things like that. So that's what we're talking about today. But the big question is, are emoji words? Do they count as words? Because, hey, Oxford named its word of the year here as the crying, laughing emoji. So that, of course, has sparked a debate as to whether emoji do count as words. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's get into it, everybody. Let's read the entire contents of our lesson, and we'll be right back to discuss it.
Do all words need to contain letters? According to the Oxford English Dictionary, maybe not. In 2015, an emoji was nominated as its word of the year. Specifically, it selected the crying, laughing emoji. This sparked a debate on whether or not emoji count as words, evolving from character-based emoji such as colon, right parenthesis, smile, and colon, capital D, grin, picture emoji became massively popular throughout the 2000s. But can these little pictures and yellow faces actually be called words? Some argue that because they are not found in the dictionary, they cannot be considered words. However, slang words, many of which never appear in the dictionary, are seen as words. Others state that because emoji exist outside conventional grammar rules, they are not words. However, as emoji are becoming more widespread, they appear to be developing their own grammar and usage rules. Another argument is that they are merely pictures, not words. Many languages, such as Chinese and sign languages, use visuals to form their words. In that context, it's very possible to describe emoji as words. Some language researchers have put forth the idea that while emoji are not words, they might be viewed as a type of punctuation. Like commas, exclamation points, and similar symbols, emoji help to convey the writer's meaning and intentions. In addition, emoji add emotional nuance and take the place of facial expressions and tone when people are communicating through text. While there is no definite answer overall, no one can deny the fascinating impact emoji have had in communication.
Okay, let's discuss the contents of today's lesson. The big question is, are emoji words? You decide. So yes, indeed, are those happy face pictures, those little yellow faces with different expressions, do they actually count as words? And maybe they should because they are so common these days and people do use them to communicate. That's what a word is, something that is used to communicate. So I guess to me, they do count as words, but maybe some people are more conservative and think, no, a word has to be written in a language like with letters or with strokes as in Chinese or whatever. You can't just have a picture. It probably depends on the person.
For me, I don't think they count as words, so I guess Tom and I can disagree on this one. It's an interesting conversation, though, for sure. We find out that the emoji or an emoji, a single one, was nominated as its word of the year for the Oxford English Dictionary, a very highly respected dictionary, along with Merriam-Webster. I think that Oxford English Dictionary is the #1 dictionary in the UK for sure. So if you nominate somebody or if something's nominated, it means somebody is formally saying, oh, I propose that this thing receive an award or an honor. It could be a person. Here, of course, it's a picture or a word, emoji. They wanted to nominate it as Word of the Year back in 2015, and Tom was looking this up, and he found out that it actually won.
It was actually selected, and of course, before something is selected or given the award, they need to be nominated.
Right.
Just like the Oscars, various movies and actors are nominated to win the Oscar in a certain category.
Right.
So yes, an emoji was nominated along with other words, and the emoji word actually won, although it's not the word itself, it's actually a picture, but they're considering it a word. Now, specifically, of course, you know there are many different kinds of emoji. Specifically, it selected the crying, laughing emoji, or as they describe it, the face with tears of joy. I've never sent that emoji myself to anybody, but I do recognize it. Basically, it means that somebody is so happy, they're laughing and they're smiling, but they're crying at the same time. That does happen sometimes when you're really happy. For some reason, you cry too.
My sister and I share memes back and forth. Those are pictures with words on them that are funny. And I often will use the crying, laughing emoji because we're laughing at what the meme is. They're pretty funny. We're usually making fun of something. It's kind of fun to go back and forth with that. So this sparked or started, that's what sparked here means, it started a debate on whether or not emoji count as words. Again, we're using emoji in the plural form here, guys, and we're not putting an S on it. Tom is using it that way, and I tend to put an S on it in the plural form. They're both correct. So remember that. Here's the next word here, evolving. To evolve means to change slowly over time. People evolve. Economies can evolve from one type of economy to another. Maybe you started out as a manufacturing economy and now you're a service economy or a digital economy. You can change, and so this change happens slowly over time. These evolved as well. They evolved from character-based emoji, such as, and these are characters on your keyboard as you type. The first one is considered a smile, and it's a colon, and then it's only the right parenthesis. And then the next one is considered to be a grin, a big happy grin, and that's a colon alongside a capital D.
Yes, and those technically are referred to as emoticons, which means emotional icons, and that's a similar word to emoji, but they're still not the exact same thing, but they are related in a way. And yes, indeed, emoji evolved from those character-based emoji or those character-based emoticons, and we've got some examples here. And it's interesting because some people can be quite creative with those emoticons by using different symbols to make a happy face and somebody having their hands out to the side in an expression or something. They're actually quite clever.
Yeah.
But again, emoji are usually just those little icons of a face, usually yellow, but sometimes different colors as well, to express different emotions. And they became massively popular throughout the 2000s. If something's massively popular, it's extremely popular. Massive just means really, really big. The sun, for example, is massive compared to the earth. It's just huge. And of course, here, these picture emoji became massively popular in the 2000s, and now the emoji are even more popular.
Here we are in 2022, and they're still kind of popular. I still see emoticons, but more and more new emojis are being created as we speak. You have a big selection of ones you can choose from that work in either the Apple platform, which is the iOS, and the Android systems, which are anything but. Everybody's using them. I have brothers and sisters and friends who have iPhones. I don't. And we still share those cute little emojis. I tend to use emojis. Every once in a while, I'll do a quick emoticon, usually a smiling face, or a winking face, which is a semicolon with a right parenthesis. That's a winking face, just kind of like kidding, ha ha ha, kidding. So, yeah, we're still using both of these, and you see them everywhere.
Exactly. So again, the picture emoji were massively popular in the 2000s, but can these little pictures and yellow faces actually be called words? That seems to be the big question, and some argue that because they are not found in the dictionary, they cannot be considered words. So that's a standard conservative definition. Hey, a word has to be found in the dictionary. How the heck would you look up a word like this if it's just a symbol or an icon? It's not going to be in the dictionary. They probably would have no idea where to put it.
Yeah, how do you spell those?
Yeah, how would you spell that? How do you spell face with tears of joy?
Yeah.
Well, F-A-C-E-W. No, that doesn't count. They might put it in there like that. Who knows? But they might have a separate section for emoticons or for emoji. And then, of course, if you do that, then you might have to include all the other symbols in the world, like the star for communism, or the Om symbol in Hinduism, or the cross for Christianity, etc., etc. There are all sorts of symbols out there. So, indeed, it is a question that all of us need to answer. It's very important to answer that question. If we can't answer that question, then we can't go on living. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in our lesson for today. Let's take a break right now and listen to our Chinese teacher.
Hello everyone, 我是派老师。今天讲解的课程是5月2号 Unit2 Are emoji words you decide? 大家听过 emoji 这个字吗？有点陌生是吗？Emoji 就是即时通讯应用程式上面我们和别人互传讯息的时候所使用的表情符号，有微笑、哈哈大笑、惊吓等。今天的课文主要是在讨论一项争议，到底这些表情符号算不算文字，还是只是图片？好，我们现在一起来看看学习重点。请同学看到第一段第一句 Do all words need to contain letters? 所有的单字都一定要有字母吗？从这里可以看出来，这个段落其实是在讨论是不是要成为单字，这个字里面一定要有字母。好，接下来呢就开始告诉我们关于 emoji 的讨论。那请同学呢先看到第4句 specifically。好 specifically 这边做副词用，意思就是具体的来说，到底是哪一个表情符号？哪一个呢？就是这个含泪大笑的表情符号。那请同学特别注意第5句有一个词语搭配，动词跟名词的搭配，请同学特别注意到 debate 争论争辩，它的动词我们用什么呢？用 spark 引发激发的意思。 This sparked a debate on whether or not emoji count as words. 好，关于什么的讨论，关于什么的辩论，我们介系词用 on。 再来请同学看到第6个句子 Evolving from character-based emoji。 好，这个句子请同学特别注意的是，它是一个分词构句。什么是分词构句呢？请同学注意哦，这个句子的开头是一个 VING。 那我们看到现在分词或者呢过去分词开头的句子，请同学要特别注意，这个可能是一个所谓分词构句。那分词构句就表示前面这个部分含有分词的这个部分，它在意思上其实主词跟后面的主要子句是相同的，都是 picture emoji。 好，所以我们就知道说这些 picture emoji 它其实是有所演化的。从什么演化而来的？请同学看到后面 from character-based emoji。 那请同学特别注意的是 character-based 这个复合形容词，其实它的意思呢原本是 emoji is based on characters， 这是一个句子对不对？我们说 emoji 它其实是根据这些字元符号。好，那这时候呢你把它做成一个形容词的时候，那我们就是把后面的 character 拿到前面来，中间呢再加上一个 hyphen， 后面加上原本 based on 这个 based， 这个就是复合形容词。那老师以这个复合形容词做个比方，我们知道说在台湾有很多外国记者，那这些譬如说从美国来，那常年住在台湾的外国记者，我们就可以称他们为台湾 based American journalists。 意思就是 These American journalists are based in Taiwan.
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about emoji. Are emojis words or are they not words? Can we put them in the dictionary? Actually, the Oxford English Dictionary has an emoji as word of the year. This happened back in 2015. It's the crying, laughing emoji where someone's laughing so hard they start crying. They're just enjoying a joke so much. And actually, I see that one used more than any other emoji. Or the one where it looks like someone's mad. They're just really cute emoji out there, or emojis if you like to add the S. So we're talking about this debate on whether they're a word or not. Now, we live in a land where the language is made up of pictures. It started out as a very picturesque language. And so, you know, the people here in Taiwan might have a different opinion entirely than the people that speak English as a native language. We know that these character-based emoji have evolved over time. They started out just using different symbols on our keyboards, and people would come up with these different emoticons. That's what we called them then. I still will tend to use the winking one, where it's the semicolon with the right parenthesis. Sometimes it's just fast. Then trying to find the emoji and then, you know, clicking on that. But you can use them everywhere. They're transportable, you could say, from platform to platform. You can always use these emoji, which are very, very popular.
And we asked the big question, can these little pictures of yellow faces actually be called words? And some again argue that no, they can't be words because they're not found in the dictionary. However, slang words, many of which never appear in the dictionary, are seen as words. Okay, so indeed, if you look up some slang words, you might not find them in the dictionary because, oh, that's a slang word. It's informal speech, so it can't count as a word, but it is a word. People use it all the time, especially young people have all these words that are slang words. And, of course, the dictionary is probably not going to list them as an entry.
There is something on the internet, though. If you can't find it in a standard dictionary, go to urban, URBAN, dictionary.com, and you'll find it. There are a lot of really disgusting words in there, too, but you'll find all the slang.
Exactly. So, of course, people do consider slang words as words, even though they never appear in the Oxford Dictionary. Others state, or others say, that because emoji exist outside conventional grammar rules, they are not words. So, yes, so we've got conventional or traditional grammar rules, subject, verb, object, verb conjugation, use of prepositions and things like that. Yes, these don't really follow any rules. You just throw it in there and you can use it to express an emotion, and you can't really read it out loud, so you don't know how it fits in grammatically. Is that serving as a verb? Is that expressing something there? Or
how
is
are
it
we
a
supposed to read it out loud? That was our question when we started, Yeah,
exactly. So some people say, hey, it doesn't conform to traditional or conventional grammar rules, so you cannot consider them words. Now, conventional here, as I touched on, just means traditional or in accordance with how things are usually done.
Right. What people generally accept in society is thought of as conventional. It's normal. It's ordinary. Sometimes it can be a little boring. It's definitely not cutting edge, and it would never be something that you'd find in a standard book, right? So, yeah, it's very conventional, or it's not conventional, to use these emoji. Don't put them in your research papers or your papers that you write for school, unless you're writing on emoji. As your theme or topic, you'll get docked points. Docked just means and you'll get points marked down. So they exist outside conventional grammar rules. They're not words. However, as emoji are becoming more widespread, you're seeing them everywhere. They appear to be developing their own grammar and usage rules, which is interesting. I wanted to also note they're not just yellow faces these days. We've got purple and blue and all sorts of colors on some of these emojis. So if you see different colors, it doesn't mean they're not emoji. It just means we've moved on from the yellow faces. They've become more and more creative out there. Whoever is developing these, they're really kind of clever.
Right. They're not just faces either. Sometimes you have pictures of food, and sometimes you have pictures of people in different professions. You got a policeman, a clown, a firefighter, or
birthday
whatever.
Cakes I use a lot, for
exactly.
happy birthday.
There are all sorts of different little symbols, and then there's fruit and vegetables.
Sure.
It goes on and on, different kinds of cars, a helicopter, a boat. You get the idea.
But the emoji might only include faces or having something with some sort of expression. Because you couldn't say that a birthday cake or a fruit was some sort of emotion.
Right, but they're all included in the same category. Of course, if you're looking for those stickers on your phone or those symbols on your phone, they'll all be in the same category.
Area,
and you scroll down and you look for what you want and you click on it and send it out. And your friend loves it and they respond with another message. And you go back and forth like that for several hours. So in any case here, that's an argument here. People are saying that, nope, they're not words because they exist outside conventional grammar rules. But as they become more widespread, they have their own grammar and usage rules. And that cannot be ignored because people are communicating with those things. So you've got to accept them at some point. And many languages, such as Chinese and sign languages, use visuals to form their words. So Chinese, of course, uses the characters, which are visual in nature. And, of course, you've got sign languages, which are the languages people use to communicate if they're deaf. It's called sign language. You just move your hands and your body in certain ways, and then they will understand you. So, yeah, do those count as words as well?
Yes, they do. Obviously, it's a type of communication or a form of communication where people can share ideas and thoughts. So, yeah, we've got lots of different ones. One emoji that I happen to use a lot is the red heart or the pink heart when I talk to my friends and family. Now, we're talking about visuals. These are visuals. Some people use visuals to form their words. What's a visual? It's something that's connected with seeing or sight. It's something you can see. You could be a visual artist, or maybe you are studying the visual arts, which could be photography or drawing, painting, anything of that nature. Those are visual arts. Now, these are found in different types of languages like the Chinese and sign languages out there. In that context, or in that particular situation, it's very possible to describe emoji as words. I agree with that. So some language researchers have put forth the idea that while emoji are not words, they might be viewed as a type of punctuation. Punctuation are things like commas and periods and exclamation points that come at the end of a sentence. Now, if you put forth something, or someone puts forth an idea, or you put something forth, you could use it that way too. This is a verb phrase. It just means you actually suggest this. You put that out there. You have an idea. You want to put forth the idea. You want to suggest that idea. That's all it means, is to suggest something.
Right, and so some people suggest they're just kinds of punctuation, like a period, a comma, an exclamation mark, question mark, etc. And yes, we've got some examples here like commas, exclamation points, and similar symbols. Like them, emoji help to convey the writer's meaning and intentions. In addition, emoji add emotional nuance and take the place of facial expressions and tone when people are communicating through text. So we've got this nuance here, kind of a feeling that is a non-verbal. It kind of gives you a shade of meaning. So yes, indeed, we add these to express something in our messages that cannot be done with words.
That's right. So they take the place of facial expressions and tone. And that's important if you're writing or communicating through the written word, through text. Now, while there's no definite answer overall, definite just means firm, solid, it won't change, definite. No one can deny the fascinating impact or influence emoji have had in communication. People can have an impact in different ways. Maybe their lives have been so great that people want to follow in their footsteps. Or maybe there's an impact, a literal impact, maybe when two cars crash into each other, that's an impact. But here we're talking about some sort of influence that happens because of someone's actions or something they say or do.
Yep, it's an interesting subject. It's fascinating. And I suppose the next subject would be to discuss whether stickers count as words as well. The stickers you send to your friends using Line mainly. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
老师先把第二段的重要字词讲解完，接着会从写作的角度切入，说明第二段。请看倒数第二句 Many languages...Use visuals 这个部分 Visual 最常见的是做形容词用，但这里的 visuals 是名词，用图像、影片等作为视觉辅助，传达意义的媒介就可以称为 visuals。第二段的段落写作方式很实用，很多听众都希望自己英文写作能拿高分，光只有多写是不会进步的，要看得出别人哪里写得好，多模仿才有用。下面这一段在组织结构、句子串联做得很好，很值得大家学习。老师先分析结构，第一句算是有所变化的主题句，不直接告诉读者作者对于 topic 的态度是什么，而是以问句开头。接下来列出3点理由，分别是第2、第4、第6句，说明为什么有人主张 emoji 不算作字。之后每一个理由都再加上反驳，请同学特别注意每一点怎么开启的，反驳的理由又是如何陈述的。所以请同学可以用荧光笔把第2句的 Some argue that， 第4句的 Others state that， 以及第6句的 Another argument is that 都用荧光笔标示出来，方便你知道我们可以怎么样开启一个论点。好，最后呢我们一起看到第3段的一些重点，请看到第一个句子有一个动词片语叫 put forth， 提出，请同学把它画起来。再来，请同学看到第2个句子，第2个句子请同学把 convey 标示出来。 convey 其实就是传达。那有一个呢很常见的同义词片语，同义词动词片语，就是 get across， get across ACROSS， 请同学可以写在旁边。最后请看到第3个句子，请同学把 and 后面的这个动词片语 take the place of 画起来，就是取代、替代的意思，就表示说 emoji 它其实呢是可以替代我们的脸部表情。好，以上就是我们关于 emoji 这个单元所做的中文讲解，谢谢大家。
That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. And hey, if you'd like to send us a message to express your feelings about our program, do so. And you could also include emojis as well.
Yeah.
We may or may not consider them words, but we'll still understand your meaning. Okay, from all of us here at English Digest, my name is Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.